Today I'm going to teach you how to charge your laptop. No, I don't mean, from the wall wart, taking AC, converting it into DC, and shoving it into the little plug on the side of your laptop. No. I'm talking about off-grid charging for your laptop devices. Specifically, the Jankopotamus laptops or their brethren. You have the Jankopotamus 1, the Crap Top, and then Jankopotamus brand or Mark II, which is the cheap gateway number. These are all really expensive laptops that you should be able to find for under $100. I'll have a link in the description to this model, the Maestro Evolve 3. You should be able to get this at Micro Center for $80, and then whatever costs that shipping and however much it takes to get to you. I made a video review on a number of these laptops specifically for ham radio, and I will link those in the description as to why you'd want a sub $100 laptop. It can't be good, right? And spoiler alert, yeah, they're not very good laptops, and that's actually why they're really good for amateur radio. One, amateur radio applications don't require a lot of power. Even some of the larger, what we would call hog applications in our community, like some of the software-defined radio software, actually works just fine on those laptops. They are Celeron-powered processor-based laptops, and the advantage of going with the Celeron platform, I know, growing up in the 90s, we called them celery processors, and if we couldn't overclock it, we wouldn't use Celerons. But no, in a laptop like that, the really important feature about them, why they're super cool, is they run off of 12 volts. And they'll take a pretty wide voltage, meaning you can charge it off of solar, off of a battery, even a power distribution USB bank that you likely carry around with you everywhere you go. So let's go over to the tabletop. I'll show you some options on how you can be off-grid powered for not just your amateur radio off of your 12-volt systems, but also your laptop. A number of you have reached out after the recent return to market of the original Jankopotamus, which is the Evolve 3 Maestro laptop seen here from Micro Center. And you asked me, how do I get this ready for off-grid use? Well, it's really only as simple as just taking the power lead and cutting it, and then determining, where the positive and negative leads are, and then bodging yourself up an Anderson power poles connector. And so if you don't know what you're doing here, if you cut this, you're going to be presented with two wires, and one of them, the red, the positive, is going to be the center pin. That is what you need to make the connection to. Red to center pin, black to the sleeve on the outer end of the coaxial connector. So just use your multimeter in capacitance and you'll be able to determine which is the right way. So that's the short answer, is you need to have a cable like this. And yeah, it's as easy as just snipping the stock lead, and then you can still use this with the charger if you want to. You can disconnect it and then you can just carry this on the go. I didn't like doing that. I left my charger here alone, and what I did was I went to Amazon and I bought a bunch of these leads. You can actually buy these in a lot, and they're relatively inexpensive. That way you can make up as many of these as you want. And what I usually do is I'll put it in different pouches, different laptop bags, different radio go bags, and one of these will go in every one of those bags. And just in case I'm asked, you're looking for the Maestro eBook 11 from Evolve 3 or the Gateway. I actually prefer the Gateway well over the Maestro for not just performance, but like keyboard typing, and the trackpad's a lot better. You would be looking for the GWTN 116-3BK. These were available at Walmart, and I saw some deals as low as $100, which is pretty good for this laptop, considering that it is an upgrade to the Maestro. And then lastly, this is the top dollar one. This is the Gateway Transformer 2-in-1, and this is the GWTC 116 2BL, and the advantage of this guy is you can fully rotate it around. That's the good side. The downside is that the screen is actually heavier than the entire body of the laptop. So for a lot of you, this might not be the way to go. This adds a lot more weight against the Gateway, just the simple gray one, which is going to be thinner, and it's going to have a much lighter screen. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. Okay, but forget all that. You got a new Maestro Evolve 3 here, and you just want to get off grid with it. It's just that simple. You can take pretty much any of your plugs, right? So you've made up your plug. Grab yourself a 12-volt battery of some kind. In my case here is a Bioo 6 amp hour, and we will just plug it in just so you can show it's working. I'll show you some more complicated setups here in a second, but then go ahead and straight into the coaxial port, and you should see the red light illuminate. And there it is. We have power. Now, this is a relatively low power consuming laptop, although it is still going to be more consuming than your QRP radios that you may take in the field. So that's where some solar options might help. Now, obviously the PowerFilm Solar Lightsaver Max is going to be just a really nice option. This is going to be pretty pricey though. I will drop links so that you can check it out. But with this one, you actually have a coaxial plug here for 12 volt out. And so if we go grab another coaxial plug that matches, we should be able to jumper the two between. Okay, with my lovely Evolve 3, we'll take our output, 12 volt out from the PowerFilm, get that in there. Take our newly minted, come on buddy, charging lead. Come on, Jesus. There we go. And if we go into the side here, we should see a red light. So we are charging. Excellent. That is, we're now charging off of a battery, not connected to solar. I mean, it has a solar panel, but it's not solar charging. But what else can you do? Well, let's add a splitter. So here's a nice 3D printed splitter that admin Loyal, or Zach, gave to me at Hamvention. No, it's Hamcation. Hamcation. Anyway, so let's take our 12 volts. So this is the 12 volt in from the panel and battery. We'll connect our splitter. Then we'll go to our laptop. And we should get 12 volts. We got 12 volts, so we know we got a clear path there. And let's connect it to our QDX Mini, which we have running. If we want to do JSA call or FT8 on the go, we could plug into the coaxial here and on the other end. And now we're running a QRP radio off of this laptop, which you could then connect with USB, and we'd be off to the races. Little break in the action. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up down there just below this video parts, and sound off in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts as we go through this. Another option that I carry with a little bit more oomph, I have a Bioo. This is a 20 watt panel, but in this is kind of like my grab and go power station for QRP. I have an 86 DM battery that connects to my BuddyPull Power Mini 2 in the battery slot. I can obviously connect the panel to the solar panel slot if I want to, and I've got a nice long lead. Hey, look at that. I got an extra Evolve 3 Jankopotamus cable right there as well. In this case, I believe my battery's dead, so let's get another battery. Oftentimes, this is going to be deployed solar, so it'll charge this while running. But anyway, let's let's switch to a live battery. There we go. Now we got power. So now with this, we've got two outputs, which, you know, you don't need the splitter anymore. So we can go straight from load 1 into our Jankopotamus laptop. It's charging red, and we should get some kind of a readout here. We've got a 12.3 or 28 volt with a 1.19 amp draw on it right now, being my laptop. So actually, a 1.19 draw is pretty high. That's like more than QRP. Well, that's a lot of like QRP radios at full transmit, full output. So keep that in mind. You're going to need to be replenishing at the same rate that you're sucking the power out of. So this would be easy again. I could add a second lead here if I was so inclined on our load. And now I can have my QDX connected, and we could get on the air with this. Now, what if you have a solar setup or you've got a remote battery setup? You don't really want to use the Evolve 3, or maybe this is just too big of a laptop for you, or maybe it really is just not that powerful and you want something a little bit better, maybe a little bit more POTA friendly or soda friendly. The GPD Pocket 2 is a tiny ultra portable laptop. These are really expensive though, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend you buy one just for portable radio. Again, I would tell you, size up to the bigger laptop here that's $80 versus this, which I think is like over $400 or $500 now, even for a used one. But the advantage of the Buddy Power Mini is that you can take the output on USB, which is USB-A right here. You can go into that and then into the laptop, and it'll charge. So there you go. We got a red light. Which there are some laptops that will charge off of USB-C, and the BuddyPull Power Mini is about the only charge controller I know that's this size that will charge your portable laptops, that will go off of USB-C. So we're taking a step away from 12 volts for a second, because this is definitely not 12 volts. All right, so what if you want an even more portable friendly option, maybe for only a little bit of operation, and you go out with a fully charged laptop? Well, I've got another option for you. This one's pretty cool. This is an Enchor power battery. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It does power distribution, PD, which it advertises it as IQ, but it's important that it lists PD. What you can do with this, which is pretty cool, is you go get one of these little plugs, and yes, they make these coaxial plugs for just about any power coaxial device you have. This states 12 volt PD on the side there. Can you see that? Very important that it says 12 volt PD. Yeah. All right. So with this guy, USB-C, USB-C, and USB-C, and there you go. You have charge going to your laptop. You can't charge this laptop over USB because it's not that type of laptop. You have to use the coaxial, which is just crazy. I mean, there's so many different options here that you can do to be able to keep your laptop on the air when you're running something portable, maybe again like the QDX or your 705 or any number of other radios. This is a way to do it. Hopefully these tips help. Now, I will note that this is one of my first Jankopotamuses, the one that I kept. This is the one that has the LTE card SIM slot, the micro HDMI USB-A, and then the DC plug. The ones that are at Micro Center that I just picked up, a new one of these for my son, also is the same. So it has the coaxial plug and the LTE connection. So if you were looking for one of these to do the 12 volt plug-in, this is it. This is the one. So links are in the description to pretty much all of this stuff. The Power Mini, the GPD Pocket, all that will be in the description to the best of my ability. I hope this helps. Now, what are some options that I missed? If there is some off-grid powering solution that I didn't cover, I want to know about it. Please sound off in the comments. Let me know what you liked about this video. As always, I'm Josh, KI6NAZ. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you later. 73.